Okay, good afternoon, my dear students. Once again, welcome back to the another episode of social science. Okay, and today I hope all are fine and take care. Okay, so you know that we nowadays we are going through very difficult situation because of the pandemic spread of COVID-19. So frequently wash your hands with the soap or sanitizer or hand wash, and whenever you are going outside, please wear mask. And moreover, if you are in in a group, in a any function or any group situation, please keep at least 1 meter distance. We call it as social distancing. Okay, so these are the three measures we can prevent the most dangerous pandemic disease called COVID-19. So anyhow, please take care. Okay, and let us come back to our subject. Okay, we are discussing about geography, the first chapter, that is globe and maps. Okay, so in this chapter I would like to clarify more things about maps and globes. Okay, so listen here. First, let us discuss about globe. You know, globe is in spherical shape, like the shape of an egg, or we call it as ovum shape. Okay, you know, egg is not exact round shape or spherical shape. It has some bulginess and size difference. We can see in the top and bottom. Okay, so like that, our Earth has also similar qualities. And because of that reason we call it the shape of the earth as geoid shape or spherical shape. Okay, we call it as geoid shape, and scientifically it is known as, that shape is known as oblate spherical shape. Okay, now you just remember geoid shape. The shape of the earth is known as geoid. And I think let us come back to geography. Okay, what is the word meaning of geography? The word geo means earth and graphy means study. Okay, so geography means the study or scientific and systematic study of earth. The outer layer and the inner layer is known as what? Geography. Okay, and now let us come to globe. The shape of the globe is known as geoid shape. And when we look at the globe, at a time we can see the one side, and remaining opposite side, if we want to see, means we want to rotate the globe, then only we can see the opposite side, otherwise we want to go to the opposite side. Okay, and it is known as a true model of the earth. Okay, or we can say globe is a miniature form of the earth, or we call it as a small model of the earth. Okay, and it is more useful to know the shape of the earth. Okay, and we know it can also show us where are the 7 continents and the 4 oceans are located, and different colors are given to different countries. So easily we can find out the countries. Okay, and when we come to the political map of any country, we can see the different states or provinces with different colors. Okay, and the physical features is also marked with different colors. For example, for ocean and sea, it is marked by blue color, and the mountains are marked by brown color, and yellow is marked by deserts are marked by yellow color, and plain regions are marked by green color. Okay, and icy or very cold regions like Himalaya, these are marked by white color. Okay, so easily we can see what will be the temperature and the physical condition of the region. Okay, so that is the benefit of using colors. Okay, and moreover colors, you know, we are using many symbols for railway lines, for schools, for temple, for masjid. Okay, for hospitals, for all these institutions and buildings, we are using different colors. Okay, and moreover it helps us to know the concept of rotation and revolution. This is very important. Globe help us to know how the rotation and revolution is taking place. Globe is rotating on its own axis. For this complete rotation, our earth is taking exact 24 hours. Okay, and this 24 hours we can divide into two halves, day and night. And by demonstrating with the torchlight, we can study more about the concept of day and night. Suppose in my hand one torchlight is there, and this is the globe. Imagine, okay, and one person is rotating the globe slowly. I am lighting the torch. What will happen? We can see the movement of the light by the rotation of the earth. Like that, slowly our earth is rotating. Because of this rotation, we are getting morning, noon, afternoon, evening, night, and midnight. Okay. Again, the same phenomena is repeating the coming day. These things is happening because of the rotation of the earth. And our earth is rotating on from west to east. That is why every day we are getting sunlight in the east. We call it as sun rising from the east. Okay. And I hope you understood the concept of rotation. Okay. And coming to revolution, at the same time of the rotation, our earth is also revolving around the sun. Okay, rotation is moving of the globe on its earth on its own axis. Okay, whereas revolution is the movement of the earth around the sun. So it will take long time. So for one complete revolution, our earth takes 365 days. Exactly, it is 365 and 1/4 day, and every fourth year we will be getting one extra day. That extra day is known as leap year. On that leap year in our calendar, February will be getting 29 days. Remaining 3 years, we have only 28 days for February. Extra one day is added to the fourth year. That year is known as leap year. Okay, I hope you understood the concept of revolution. And because of this revolution, we are getting different seasons like summer, winter, autumn, spring, monsoons, like that. Okay, the orbit, the route where the planets are revolving, especially our Earth, it is not exact round shape. Okay, in some season it will be coming very closer to the sun, so that season we call it as summer season. In some season the root of the earth will be far away from the sun, so we call that period as winter season. Okay, and in winter season we can see the monsoon. The rainy season is known as monsoon. Okay, and in between summer and winter we can see spring. Spring is a time when the flowers as well as the trees are blooming. It's flowers, okay, for making fruits. And after that we will be getting autumn. Autumn and spring are two seasons in between summer and winter. Okay, so that is about a revolution. Okay, and revolution takes 365 and 1/4 day. Okay, and it is a lengthy duration, and the revolution of each and every planet is entirely different. Okay, so that is about our globe. When we come to maps, actually map is a diagrammatic representation of the earth on a flat surface. Diagrammatic representation of the earth on a flat surface. Okay, sometimes maybe it's some part only. Okay, sometimes we may draw the Indian maps. Okay, sometimes we may draw the world map. Okay, so the situation may be different. And moreover, collection of maps is known as atlas. You might have seen atlas. In atlas we can see different types of maps, including political map, physical map, thematic map, or distribution map. Okay, so mainly 3 different types of maps are there. Firstly, physical map. It shows the physical conditions or the physical relief. Okay, such as mountain. We can see on the surface of the earth. We can see different geographical landforms are there, including mountains, plateaus, plains, hills, valleys, desert, forest. Okay, these are the different geographical features of the surface of the earth. Okay, and the systematic and scientific making of the maps are known as cartography. Okay, for making a map, we want a scale measurement. Sometimes 1,000 kilometers may be considered as 1 centimeter. Okay, we can't make it is very difficult to make a big map. So we want to minimize the size 1,000 kilometer. We want to reduce into 1 centimeter. Then only we can make the whole map in a paper. Okay. So these are the things about maps. Once again, I shall tell about maps. Diagrammatic representation of Earth on a flat surface. Okay, or a part of some surface is known as what? Map. And maps are of three types: political map, physical map, and thematic map. And talking about these three types of maps, political maps gives us a clear-cut idea about the boundaries, about the cities, okay, and the important cities, metropolitan cities, etc. Okay, and political maps gives us a clear-cut idea about the location of the place. Okay, and it helps us in many ways. Okay, political map. Whereas physical map shows us where are the physical features are found, like mountains, hills, plateaus, valleys, plains, desert, forest. Okay, this like geographical features are shown by the physical map. Okay, and different colors are using. For example, for ocean it is it is showing by blue color, and mountains are marked by brown color. Yeah, deserts are marked by yellow color, and plains are marked by green color. And the mountainous regions, very icy regions or cold frigid zones, are marked by white color. So easily we can understand what will be the physical condition of that region. That is the use of physical map. Okay, and coming to thematic map or distribution map. Distribution maps are using to study what are the crops and minerals found in a region, the literacy rate, the education rate, okay, and the health status. Everything we can study through the distribution map, or we call it as thematic map. Some themes will be there, maybe agriculture, maybe minerals, okay, maybe rainfall. Okay, these different things we are studying by using some themes. That is why it is known as thematic map, or in another name we call it as distribution map. Okay, different types of themes or things are studying in contribution map. Okay, so this is the a simple a brief note about globe and map. Okay, and I hope you understood, and little more things are there to be learned about this chapter. Okay, the uses and the benefits of using maps and globes, and some keys and legends are there to be learned. Some key things are using in the map to understand. Okay, that is direction, key, scale. These are the things. Okay, we call it as legend. Okay, and in coming classes we can go through that area. Till then, take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.